Ladies and gentlemen, good morning. A very warm welcome to the Mediation Conference 2022 jointly organized by the Department of Justice and the Hong Kong Trade Development Council.
We are very privileged to be hosting our conference this year as one of the enhanced celebration events for the 25th anniversary of the establishment of the Hong Kong Special Administrative Region. The theme of the Mediation Week, Mediate First, Harmony from Now to Beyond, encapsulates our philosophy of mediation. Harmony embraces changes and differences between people. It bonds us together as a nation, and mediation is the effective tool that paves our way to harmony, one of the essence in our Chinese culture.
作为国家境内唯一的普通法司法管辖区域，香港特别行政区拥有涉及两大法系的合作经验，对于解决跨境及跨国案件具有巨大优势。此外，香港的商事仲裁和商事调解在世界范围内享有盛誉，国际法律服务机构众多，优秀的国际法律人才荟萃，是全球法律服务的领导者。香港特别行政区可将商事调解法律服务方面的成熟经验和法律体制带入大湾区。
Every day, 2019, there are 46 Hong Kong people applying for a certificate of marital status so that they can get married in China. I figure there must be 1,000 cases of cross-border divorces where one party is from Hong Kong, the other party is from China. And that's why it's so important to talk about cross-border marriages.
Today, mediation is playing a big part in resolving matrimonial and family disputes. A question that immediately comes to mind is whether there is any room or necessity for developing mutual registration enforcement of family-mediated settlement agreements in cross-border cases. Can we have a similar model for family-mediated settlement agreements in the Greater Bay Area?
So what is the impact of the new ordinance on family practice in Hong Kong? I believe that there will be more certainty in enforcing orders made involving assets in Hong Kong and PRC and vice versa. And this will help practitioners and mediators to generate more creative options in settlement negotiations. Enforcement of judgments involving cross-boundary assets will be more cost-effective, and the parties will not need to relitigate the issues in other jurisdictions.
所以其实条例生效之前和生效之后解决了一个最大的问题，就是我们没有必要通过2个法院去重复诉讼，1个法院就可以搞定内地和香港的资产，所以这个是一个实质性的进步来的。
We're dealing with how we cope with mediation during a pandemic situation. And in particular, you hear my speakers telling you how to make use of the online or cyberspace facilities to facilitate mediation process. Video conferencing has been there for a decade, more than a decade. But now we have the blockchain, we have the AI, we have cloud. So we have a one-stop solution to resolve the disputes through the ODR.
My mother is telling me that a compromise is where two people come out not feeling entirely happy, but nobody feeling totally unhappy.
So in June 2020, IBRAM launched a COVID-19 ODR platform for the general public and businesses in Hong Kong to resolve COVID-19 related low-value disputes in less than 6 weeks. So IBRAM is also an ODR provider under the APEC Collaborative Framework for ODR, and its role is to assist enterprises, in particular MSMEs, micro, small, medium-sized enterprises, in the APEC economies to resolve cross-border business-to-business disputes quickly and cost-effectively.
The fact is that we cannot meet. That's it, finished. Okay, social distancing, court stops. If you talk about mediation, I can't even go to mediation. What should we do? The only solution, I wouldn't say this is an alternative, the only solution is by way of online dispute. There's no more choice. If you are stressful in a litigation, if it is costly, it's dragged on long enough, you just have to go for some resolution, and that's the online dispute resolution mechanism.
and it's a great pleasure for me to be here to discuss the opportunities and challenges on building the open metaverse with true digital property rights and non-fungible tokens.
Let's buckle up to face the realities, virtual realities and augmented realities together. We shall go on an adventure to explore the opportunities, risks, challenges, legal issues concerning the metaverse, NFTs, blockchains, ICOs, and all sorts of novelties to explore whether and how mediation could rise to the challenge as a suitable means to further the metaverse and resolve disputes that may arise.
Because metaverse, in fact, has existed for maybe 20 odd years, like Second Life and all that. It's merely a place where you can do many things within a virtual space. But what Yap talked about and what Animoca believes in is that the true metaverse is enabled by Web3. So if there's nothing you remember from what I talked about today, you should remember that, right? The true metaverse is powered by Web3.
The underlying block technology, the blockchain, is transparent. Every transaction is tracked, cannot be erased, it's publicly disclosed.
Back in the 2015, SFC basically and Hong Kong MA agreed that Bitcoin was actually virtual commodities, which means that they are not securities.
One of the biggest problems in the art world, in the antiques world, are issues to do with provenance, to do with authenticity, to do with title to property as well. So non-fungible tokens, these records of these artworks, are very useful. They'd be great for unique works, paintings, where we have issues of authenticity.
How do you produce systems which encourage compliance when building your metaverse DR systems, for example? Well, I think that what you need is for all vendors and customers within the system to agree contractually to participate in the mediation process. And that needs to be against the backdrop of other mandatory dispute resolution. Think about the idea of building a rules-based system with some backstop possibility of redress. Then you may have the germ of an idea for a mediation system that could work in this sector.
All the thought-provoking discussions and sharing from the esteemed experts and leaders from various backgrounds throughout the Mediation Week and today's conference have provided us not only food for thought, but also a great vote of confidence for us to continue to make use of mediation, whether in domestic or cross-border disputes, so as to bring harmony from now to beyond.